Good morning, folks, and welcome to the 30th of June 2025 out here at Asylum Preserve, watching a beautiful little sunrise this morning. I'll insert some black and white photos of the buildings, the lodges that used to be out here. I've been able to find some. A little picture here of the lake and the property. About 275 acres. The large lake right there, I think it's 38 or 39 acres. The small one about 10. Yes, sir. Several lodges were built out here back in those trees. You've seen me take walks back through there on what's left of the roadways. I never knew there were so many lodges back in there. They're beautiful. The Van Duzen Lodge was one of them, Dr. Van Duzen. But then the large facility that was built right out here against the trees you see here in the background, that's the only one I ever seen. I didn't even know that there were other lodges back in here, and they were beautiful. They were beautiful. There's a point back in here where some of the bricks are found here and there from those lodges, and they made a little brick pile by an old ancient fallen tree. But the about 4 or 5 story building that sat right back here, it was really something. It had turrets and everything on it. It was quite a building. It was raised, my gosh, probably 25 years ago. Really something. Now it's just like open and vacant, and some access roads. Of course, you've seen me walk around back there. Go take a little look here at what photos they have posted here on the board, and then I will add more once I get back home and into editing. Yes, I do have a new editing software. I'm going to try that out. Really moving up in the world here. Okay, this is a brochure from Mark Hoffman back in May, who gave a little walk and talk the 1880s through the 1970s. Here are a couple of the cottages back here. That's the Palmer cottage that used to sit back there. And here's the Mitchell cottage. The Van Duzen cottage looks very much like the Mitchell. Okay. And here is the here's the preserve as it is today, and the locations of all of those cottages. Really something. You'll see some more in a little later in this video as I edit the photos in. In windier days, this is where you come and fly your kite. And man, did they come and fly their kites here. No place to park. People are being dropped off to come back. There's no place to park and fly the kites. We'll come down here and check that out. It'll be a little bit later this fall. The old Kalamazoo Asylum kite flight. You can see a nice little trail here next to the milkweed going out here into the preserve. We're not allowed to walk out here. Well, this is all protected for the animals to have this to themselves, including the mosquitoes. The preserve is open from sunrise to sunset. It really is. Sunrise to sunset. No fiddling around on the roof out here. There's no roofs left. You could take your fiddle down there by the lake and fiddle for the swans and the geese and the ducks. You could certainly do that. There's a joke about fiddles. Yep, I heard it at a bluegrass festival. I will repeat it. Everybody there laughed. They cracked up. Pretty funny. They said, a wonderful fiddle player, by the way, told this joke. So what's the difference between a violin and a fiddle? Well, it's the number of teeth the player has. Flippin' love it. Be right back. Yeah, I have to kind of laugh. I'm missing a number of teeth myself, and I don't play the fiddle, so what's that make me? Well, I don't know either. I do play one mean jaw harp. Yep, some people used to call them the Ozark harp or a Jew's harp, mountain harp, the twanger. I hate that one. Ain't no twanger. Got some rhythm to it, man. I took my twanger to Cracker Barrel with me one time years ago. I sat there with a group, and we were waiting for our meal, and I started twanging on my twanger, and got a free meal. Yep. Matter of fact, I think they felt sorry for me. No. That was quite an evening. I got a free meal out of that. People really enjoyed that. Yeah, the waitress probably went over to the manager and says, "Look what we have over there at table 4." Manager took a look, says, "Oh no, not another one of them twanger guys. Well, give them a free meal and get them out of here as quick as possible." That's probably not the conversation that happened, but it could have been. Anything's possible there when you have a twanger. I literally have one on the little table next to where I sit and watch TV. Because once in a while, something will come on that needs a little help, and I will pick up my harp and play along. I think that's a lone seagull. It is one lone seagull. Wonder if he knows how to play a twanger. My parents put those harps in our Christmas stockings when we were boys. I know I was probably only 10 or 11 years old. Well, my brothers didn't like those things. They were hurting their lips with them and so forth, and they just tossed them to the side. No twanging for my brothers. So I gathered up theirs and held on to them for a while and started messing with that instrument. And over the years of some practice and only 2 cut lips, no broken teeth or anything like that. But I began to really like that little instrument. And I have 3 of them. One I call my Stratocaster. I use that one when I really got to get down. That's a fast one there. That's a fast playing harp. And I have a couple others that are just a little bit slower playing, a little bit lower tone, a little larger harp. But I should rename my Strat because I'm not too much. I like Fender guitars, but being in the home of living here in the home of Gibson Guitar in Kalamazoo, maybe I'll name it my SG. It's too ruddy looking to be a Les Paul custom. I have to get something down in the pits, with AC/DC, and get a little SG action on that jaw harp. All right. I noticed yesterday that nearby here, about halfway between here and where I live, a little fawn laid dead there on the road. Yep, I don't know if it was the one that I have in my videos. It was within a mile of where I live. I haven't seen any other fawns this year yet, and it could have been the one. I did see a lone doe this morning over in my neighborhood walking around. I couldn't see it well enough to tell if she was lactating or not, but if she was, then we know the rest of the story. Yeah, that's sad. But there'll be another fawn. I hope there's another sunrise. Well, folks, we'll end this video here on the grounds of the Pratt Farm. I'm going to show you some remnants of the Pratt Farm. The house used to set right here, right in this little grove. Grove's off limits now, no trespassing. It's owned by Western Michigan University. Back in here, same as the Asylum, but there's a lot of dead old growth in here, and they don't want anybody in here getting hurt. It's windy, it's been falling. You'd think that they'd think the same thing over here. But anyways, the Pratt property, I guess you could call it, is closed to the public. See the no trespassing sign right over here. But here's one of the remnants. This is the exact location of the old water tank, and I'll show you a picture of that here in a second. See the big stones here? These were repurposed from the foundation of that water tank. Okay, and they made this little place to sit here. Very nice. Here is the mansion. You can see the Pratt Cottage for Men. And there's the water tank right there to the right of the windmill. Here's another picture of the water tank. And of course, this is where it was. Right here. The photo that you've seen was taken this direction right here. And of course, the Pratt home right here. Now the other lodges I mentioned earlier that was down there in the woods, the Van Duzen and so forth, resembled this. You can see the turret there, built on the side of the home. That's pretty much what they looked like, except they were larger and had wraparound porches on them. Yep, you'll see. Alrighty. I know for a while homeless were camped out right here, and they were driving people out of here. People wouldn't come back to this little park, and they've kind of done away with that, except it seems like there's still an awful lot of cigarette butts around. This would make a Marine really pissed off, an Army veteran like myself. Also want to get my squad together and go on a police call. And somebody's sitting here just chain smoking. Really something. Western will come out here, they come out weekly and mow, and they'll clean this all up. You know, they empty the trash, so forth. Other people look like been camping out right back here, throwing their stuff around. Yeah, nice little bluebird out here saying good morning to me. Eh, there he is. All right, good morning, bluebird. The bluebird of paradise. 5 acres are for sale here. All the woods back in here where the mansion stood. I'd like to turn it into a business, technology, and research park 2.0. This has been here for a number of years. This has been here for a number of weeks. Thanks again for watching this morning, folks. We shall certainly see you in the next one. Maybe from around Drake Road area. We don't know. Have a great and safe day.